Hello everyone, welcome back to Blacksmith Studios. My name is Jack and today I will be discussing the possibility of Miles Morales' father being in the MCU. Now, this stems from episode 3 of Daredevil Born Again when Matt Murdock mentions the name of Officer Morales. There will be spoilers for Born Again, so if you haven't seen it just yet, turn away and watch the episode first before coming back. But anyway, as Matt Murdock tries to prove to the jury that the White Tiger is a hero and wouldn't just brutally attack a couple of officers without cause, Matt reads the names of several NYPD officers to the jury who have reported to have been assisted by White Tiger, proving his good nature. Now, one of these names, of course, stood out, and that is Officer Morales, of course, sharing the same name as Miles Morales. We fans have, of course, jumped on this and have shouted, Miles Morales in the MCU confirmed, from the rooftops, but I want to go into a little bit more detail than that. Within the MCU already, we know that Aaron Davis, Miles' uncle, exists in the MCU, as we meet him in Spider-Man Homecoming. Aaron even mentions that he has a nephew in New York, of course referencing Miles. So now with a reference to an Officer Morales, this is further proof that Miles is definitely in the MCU and has been here since 2017. Now, during Born Again, I suspect that we are currently in the year 2027 or 2028, depending on your version of events. Now, I believe that it is 2027. Well, it starts in 2026. We get the New Year's celebration for 2027. More explained in a new Rockstar's video, so if you haven't seen it, please watch that first. But anyway, I believe that Miles is at least... okay, depending on when he was born, because there's no indication of when he was born. But if he was born in 2017, okay, which is the youngest he can be is 10 or 5, depending on when he was born, of course, and whether he was blipped. That's why I say 10 or 5. Of course, he is likely older than that. He's likely around, well, let's have a hazard a guess and say he's about 8 years old in 2017. Granted, he talks to his uncle on the phone in a deleted scene, so we can obviously indicate that, whether it's canon or not. But that's the youngest possible age, him being 10 or 5. Now, with the upcoming Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars films, it is possible that Marvel are throwing in this name in an attempt to hint at Miles' dad existing in the MCU, setting up Miles to appear in one or both of the next Avengers movies. Miles, of course, has a strong connection with the 2015 Secret Wars storyline, which is likely where Avengers Secret Wars will get a chunk of inspiration from. A lot of fans have been worried that Miles may not appear in the MCU due to the Sony rights over the character, as well as Miles being rumoured to head Sony's rebooted Spider-Man universe. Of course, we know that Beyond the Spider-Verse has been delayed. It's kind of not been given a release date as of yet. And in the past, Kevin Feige has confirmed that once that film comes out, we will get live-action Miles Morales. So that would, of course, delay Miles being introduced in the MCU. Now, let me be honest. Firstly, we had a Ranger Morales in What If Season 3, who was confirmed to not be connected to Miles Morales at all. This Officer Morales could be a child or a grandchild of Ranger Morales. Secondly, Miles' dad usually goes by the name Jefferson Davis. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy with that name, and in the Spider-Verse movies, Miles takes the name of his wife and son, meaning he is now Jefferson Morales, which could be what's happening in the MCU and is more likely than not the name he's going to take up if he was ever introduced into the MCU. But it could simply be a random name drop. That doesn't mean anything related to Miles Morales, and that is my honest thoughts. I know we had a Doctor Strange mention during the events of Captain America and the Winter Soldier, so there is precedent for this sort of thing, but the problem with that is that Stephen Strange, although mentioned, was not around during that time. I believe the Winter Soldier event took place in 2014, I believe. So if it took place in 2014, Doctor Strange didn't even take up the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme, or Sorcerer, till 2016, 2017 sort of thing. He went on a sort of journey, didn't he? And he became Sorcerer in 2017, if I remember. So he wasn't really a threat, it was just a name drop. Now, will Miles appear in the MCU soon, and could this little nod to his dad be a hint to this? We really don't know, but we can hope. And of course, we do know if Aaron Davis exists, the likelihood is Miles exists. It just depends on when he gets introduced and when he becomes Spider-Man. But But anyway, thank you all so much for listening. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think this was a hint to Miles's father, or are we just overthinking things like we usually do? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, then please like and subscribe for more content like this. We have just done a Spider-Man 4 King in Black pitch, my own pitch for Spider-Man 4. This is based on the concept of the multiverse now being a factor in Spider-Man 4's plot, and it's my version that I would do if Marvel gave me the rights to this story. I have done a Doomsday and Secret Wars pitch, so it ties in together with that story as well, so it's quite cool. So check that out if you get a chance, and yeah, I'd like to thank you all again so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.